Hey, welcome back. I'm KB, and in the line studios with me, live and in person. I got Wilbur Allen right here with me tonight, and I'll tell you what, this is a fascinating show. The information and things that he's putting out there is definitely unreal. And if anybody wants to give us a call on the Panama call line, it's area code 804 I'm giving you the other line. Area code 804-798-1010. Again, that's area code 804-798-1010. And I think my producer was telling me that
Sherry.
we got Sherry on the line with us. Sherry, good afternoon.
Hey, how are you, KV?
Doing great. And I got Wilbur right here. I'm sure you got some questions you'd like to ask him.
Well, first of all, I wanted to welcome Wilbur to Hanover. And I wanted to say that I have watched every show that he mentioned that he's involved with
Thank you.
earlier. Amazing shows.
Thank you.
I have been sitting here with goosebumps hearing about July 16th in the Capitol.
Right.
Because I was born in Alexandria on July 16th. So that gave me goosebumps and chills. And knowing what I know from a friend whose relative worked at Area 51
Wow.
and was privy to a lot of paperwork and whatnot up until a point when she witnessed movement of items and a body. And as the story went on, there was a whole lot of problems. She ended up losing her job, losing her home, losing her identity, and it became a big bunch of trouble for her. So there's no question Area 51 has always intrigued me.
Well,
And then
they've been holding the fact that it is indeed an extraterrestrial base, and they're trying to make a joke of it. And in fact, the president made a joke about Area 51, but it wasn't funny.
And my question for you is, did you ever have any personal experiences before that time that you
I
recall?
was visited by, my family was visited by extraterrestrials in a base in England called Sculthorpe in 1962. At the same time, Betty Hill was visited, and it was interesting that at that time, the small grays that came into my home implanted me with something. Whatever it is they implanted me with would make me vomit nightly for about 10-15 years, and when the vomiting stopped is when everything started happening. So the implant fused into my central nervous system, and in fact it is what's telling me that these extraterrestrials are here.
Wow. Well, I thank you so much for being so open and so involved with this, because it's amazing to me. I mean, when you hear, people involved with the government, police officers.
No, they're all lying. They don't want you to know the truth.
Well,
It's all
you hear
a big
from the
snow
others
job. They're lying.
who are willing to risk it and say, yes, we did see this.
It's
but
so
then-
predictable, their actions. They're going to
And then-
deny everything till the end.
Yeah, and then it's, okay, well, we're going to have to take that one out of a job. So I just admire your work. I really, truly do. And I appreciate this, listening to you tonight. I really do.
Well, thank you. Thank you for listening to WHAN.
You got it. Thank you, KB.
Hey, anytime, no doubt. I'll tell you what, this guy is fascinating. Like I said, tonight, for a few minutes, we went out, and he set a couple little camera up, and the things that he caught, and he said, KB, look in the air. And I looked up, and he saw it, and I saw it, and I was like, wow. Now, if he's been implanted and they're following him around, I got to let them know one thing. I'll be taking him back later this week, and you guys up there, make sure you follow him back the way he came from. I mean, either that, send him over to Calvin's, and Calvin can deal with it.
Thanks, Katie.
That ain't a problem. Yeah, and hey, we were talking about like the cover-ups, and we're talking about the government knows things, but the government is not going to admit it. I mean, and we all know this. They're going to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to know.
It's a need-to-know basis, and they believe that the people of America are not ready for this.
Yeah, I don't think
Even
they
though
are.
Hollywood is giving us all these movies that deal with extraterrestrial themes, they think we're not, in reality, ready to deal with the fact that aliens are here.
He was talking earlier today, and he was talking about a date. He's going to correct me if I'm wrong. We were talking about the movie when it came out, when it happened, and it coincides with things that happened to you basically years later at what? Basically the same
in
thing?
the same locations. And it was kind of ironic that the initial incursion at the U.S. Capitol building was July 16, 1952, and my encounter at the U.S. Capitol building was July 16, 2002, 50 years later, exactly 50 years later. And the location in which I documented my objects were the exact same location as 1952. So without a doubt, they let us know they're back, and they've never gone away.
They haven't gone away. And, you know, like I said, they're out there. Something's going on, but the government's not going to let us know about it. And Welbo's here to not just talk that talk. He can validate and back up
show you the
everything.
data.
And show you data, show you footage. He's just not talking it. Like some of the guys get here and they talk it, and they can't back it up. He's got the videos. You name it, he's got it. He can back up what he's talking about. So he's not telling us anything that he cannot back up.
It's all dealt with specifically on the forensic application, and without a doubt, with the forensic data that's available, it shows that there is a credible factor associated to the UFO phenomena in the United States.
And I tell you what, like I said, we talked about it earlier about the astronauts has come out and said that we are being followed. They were followed in space while they were circling the moon. They seen them out their windows. And then something like he was talking about today, now they got a new weapon out. I didn't even know this, and I usually know a little bit about weapons. Carried one for many years. They have a laser gun that actually shoots a victim or suspect, if need to be, with a laser, and it penetrates you just like
it kills you.
Yeah,
It'll kill you.
Just like a bullet.
It's a surgical scalpel. It's essentially a surgical scalpel. That's a laser, but they're using it for a military weapon application.
And like I said, and who would think? And you know, where did we get our technology in the last 30 years? I mean, look at it. I mean, from cell phones and how fast they didn't change, and the technology and some of the equipment and space. And as well as the stealth bombers, that technology, where they can't even pick them up.
The concept in Star Trek of the Borg, for example, we are essentially that character, the Borg. We assimilated crashed alien technology, and we are indeed using the remnants of crashed alien technology and the technology that we have today.
Now, when that crash happened in Roswell, a lot of people don't know, but there's an Area 52. And that's on a hush-hush. Not that many people know about it.
Well, it's interesting. I found Sedona, Arizona, to be exactly like Area 51. In fact, what I documented in Sedona was initially documented in Area 51. So there is a connection.
Yeah, back in the day when at Roswell, they alleged, the government said at first it was a crashed UFO. Then the next day they recanted, said no, it was a hot air balloon. But yet there's pictures of a soldier that had a silver-like substance in his hand, and he said he could ball this substance up just like you do tin foil. And the next thing you know, he shows where he's opening up, and it's just like it's never been wrinkled. I mean, is that some type of technology? And they say hieroglyphics that were found on certain items that were picked up that disappeared. What's your thought on that?
Well, a lot of it, indeed, since we don't really know the truth of the matter, but we can see without a doubt that our advancements in terms of technological advancements took leaps and bounds in a relatively short period of time. And that's only because the data and information that they got to create that technology was taken from crashed extraterrestrial spacecraft.
Yeah, and it's like you said, when they talked about this silver object, it was like back then, they didn't have tinfoil back then.
No.
And they knew nothing about it. So, then again I go, I'm getting the bonus little box, and where do we get the technology to learn about tinfoil? I mean, and, saran wraps that we can ball up and open back up and reuse, so...
It's similar, but not quite the same, because we don't have the level of technology and the advancements in terms of chemistry and metallurgical applications like the extraterrestrials do. And we're close, but we're not anywhere near it in terms of the realities of the matter.
What do you think that the aliens are, if they're among us now, and why do you think they're here? Do you think it's our fates something's going to happen, or they're trying to warn us, or just like the movie said, if you build this bomb, you know, and you could destroy yourself. We'll come back and destroy you, and don't worry about it. You think maybe they're here something like that? What do you think?
Well, first, I think they know that if we have a bomb, we will destroy ourselves, and indeed, we're doing that in our overall actions, and we could see that what's happening in the Middle East. So, you know, I mean, I think that we're just being held in the dark. You know, the truth of the matter is that on a nightly basis, on a daily basis, that we're being visited by extraterrestrials, and nobody's talking about it.
You're right about that. And I tell you what, you know, a lot of people say, well, they go outside at nighttime, they see UFOs, and a lot of them are caught right in broad daylight. In broad daylight, UFOs have been seen, and of course the government's going to say it was
But they sugarcoat it, and they never tell you about it. I mean, they'll have a report one day, and 2 days later, you hear nothing about it.
Never hear nothing about
Nothing. It's old news.
Right, and they do cover-ups. They talked about a USO, a submerged object in the waters off of. If I'm correct, he's going to tell me. I think in New Jersey or somewhere like that. It was on the news. They talked about it, and next thing you know, the next night they recant. It wasn't. It was something else.
Well, they have to do that because, you know, they know that if they start reporting things that are critical, like an alien landing, it's going to make things not so comfortable for us because people have a way of becoming insecure and we react a certain way. If an alien does land, the first thing you to do is grab your gun.
Yeah. Now, did somebody make a statement, or I might have dreamed it, that a UFO did land in D.C. at one time and it was covered up? Have you heard anything about that?
Well, I can say that based on what I photographed at the U.S. Capitol building in July 16, 2002, the UFO landed on the Capitol itself, and I got pictures of it.
And I tell you what, a lot of people don't realize that we talk about the stealth, where it can go on the radar and it cannot be detected. What says as technology can land something and we cannot detect it? By our
We
eyes.
can detect it when they manifest into our airspace, but before they manifest into our airspace, they're completely undetectable.
Now, some of these ships that you've photographed and videotaped, why is it? How do you think they can get from point A to point B with like we have to have rocket fuels to push and to go?
Stargate technology.
Stargate technology, like fusion or something like this.
It's Stargate technology, essentially. I mean, we have to use the examples what we're fed these examples, and Stargate SG-1 was one of the shows that we were fed, and indeed that is a reality because those wormholes that they presented in that TV show are being used by extraterrestrials right now to enter into our airspace.
To enter into our airspace.
They enter into our airspace.
I'll tell you what, we got a bill to be paid, and don't go anywhere, don't touch a dial. We'll be back right after this.
Don't go away, stay right there for more of Paranormal Talk Radio with KB, brought to you each week by Kevin Shork, attorney at law. Give us a call if you have questions for KB or our guest at 804-798-1010.